office room. Come on in.
Oi.
Let's try it. The next task is the office room. Come on in. As you can see, it has this kind of bluish colour, and I'm going to make the whole thing white. That is right. Nice, bright, white, fresh colours. I'm going to be starting off by painting the windowsills another gloss of white, because I can see that the previous owners only did one top coat. As you can see on the top there, it looks very patchy. So I'm going to sort that out. And the next thing I'm going to do is paint these beautiful walls a white colour. I've also already removed all of the floor space. You can see it's very empty. I've left a few vital things, which is the Wi-Fi, but I'm going to disconnect that as and when we need to. And I'm just looking around the room now and having a look for any screws that might be inside, and I can see that there is one here. And for this, I'm going to need my handyman.
I hate removing screws. They always leave the dirtiest mark behind the wall. So, see what this one should be fine actually. This is just a screw. Screws are alright, nails are the worst. They always have those little brackets and they just make it awful. So you're gonna fill this hole in? Wow, nice.
So the first thing I'm going to do is put some masking tape over these kind of electrical areas here, which are probably going to get taken out anyway in due course, and over the light switches too, because I don't want to be a messy person, because the previous person was a little bit messy. Then I'm going to start with my first roller of white paint, but I am going to cover the floor with my curtains, some old curtains that I've got. I'm not too fussed about this flooring because eventually it is going to go, but for now I do want to keep it nice and tidy. Then the next thing I'm going to do is go around the whole of my skirting with my top coat aqua enamel, because I can see it still looks a little bit patchy. And what's interesting is there's also lots of gaps between the wall and the skirting. And for that, I'm going to be using my magical Selly's No More Gaps. I love that stuff. It is so good. You literally squirt it and you do a nice thin line and it just looks so beautiful. And the finish is so much better. Then after that, I'm going to be painting these lovely walls white, fresh colour. And it's going to blend nicely with the ceiling. I'm not sure about the ceiling yet. I haven't decided if it needs painting. Obviously, when I do my first coat of the top paint on here, it might look whiter than the ceiling, in which case it might need to get done. We'll see. So yeah, and then this area here, so we've got the Wi-Fi still plugged in. Now, I'll probably do this bit last because I want to keep the Wi-Fi and I want to listen to some music. But when the time comes, I will be undoing the Wi-Fi, and I'm going to remove the curtains as well, so I've got more space. I've kept my window open to give myself some nice ventilation, and hopefully this all should dry in about 2 hours. So that means that we can start using this office space again. What I really don't like is this. Come check this out. Like, how messy can you be? So to alleviate that, what I'm going to do is put some masking tape over this area so I don't paint it any more than it is already. You will note that I have been painting these ones white, and I'm not sure if I'll do the same here. But I just feel like that's such a messy job, such a messy job. If I do paint that white, it means that the doors are gonna have to get painted white as well. This is gonna be the White House, baby. It's gonna be so white and glorious. So I haven't quite decided yet if these doors should go white. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, whether I should paint them white or whether we should keep them this nice brown timber color. I'm divided, to be honest. I'm not too sure. What do you think, cameraman?
To move all the stuff out of this room, because the missus wanted to do some painting. I couldn't say no. So ideally I'd say, hey, hold up lady, let's just do the walls that you wanted to do, even though you have to do it again once this stuff gets removed and the networking stuff goes in. But she seems to be passionate about it. I'm not gonna go in her way. Oi! My first curtain rail removal tutorial. Basically all you do is unscrew it and pray so it doesn't land on your head. There is one problem though, and I'm gonna need a professional to fix it up. There's one of these screw holders up there, and last time I took that screw holder I left a big hole, so I'm gonna hire a professional for that job.
Just like that is out. So I've just used some pliers and I've just basically just maneuvered it. There is a hole there obviously, so you have to fill that up with some putty. It's kind of annoying there's a hole there, but doesn't matter. There's lots of holes. There's a really, I'm not going to look any closer, because the closer you look at something, the more faults you realise that there are, and you think, oh my god, who did this? I think as long as it looks nice macro, then don't look micro. So far, I have done the top coat for the walls. Now you can see it's still a bit patchy, so we're going to go over with the second coat very soon once this is dried. But before I do that, I have also got my caulk and I've gone around all of the gaps, because you can see right here, this is an example of what I haven't done yet. So you can see here the timber has started to lift away from the walls, and over on this side you can have a preview as to what you can do when you caulk it up. You can see here that there is absolutely no more gap. Now that does take 3 days to cure, so after 3 days I'm then going to apply my second coat of the white paint, and hopefully it's going to be looking like a piece of cake. Oh, it's hard work. Actually, one thing I will show you is the gaps, the holes. There were some holes over there, so...
It looks like they've just painted over the previous screw holders. They never bothered to take them out because they knew it was destructive.
See, they're completely covered up. I use my no more gaps for that, and I smooth it down with a wet cloth, and you can see, well, you can't see anything, so pretty good. Yeah, I'm gonna do the same for this one here. I've just noticed it.
Great job.
So you just fill it in. You do it rough, and then you get your wet cloth, your damp wet cloth, and you just smooth the area, and just like that, it's done. See? And then you just paint over the top, and voila, happy days. There we go. Pretty good, isn't it? I love this stuff. I've almost used a whole tin or a whole can. I love it, it's so good. There's so many gaps in this house. I gotta carry on. So if you have a look around here, I have painted it all white. Brilliant white colour with a low sheen, so it can be washable. It did take 3 coats of paint because it was blue before, but it looks great. And also similarly, they had a problem again with the skirting board coming off against the wall because houses move. And again, I've just filled in those gaps with some caulk. You can't see a single gap anymore. And this room looks gorgeous. The only thing that needs left to be done is this. We need to paint this white gloss, because it just sticks out like a sore thumb. So that is the next project in the office for Ash. But yeah, I'm gonna just let him do a bit of work first, and then I'm gonna harass him once I've done the downstairs area. Office room, come